Good morning and welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about red-white combat, because that seems to be what red-white does, like, all the time. Anyway, he's pretty good at 4 mana for an enchantment that turns into a dude. Really good. Creatures you control. One thing I did out of just flavor was I did put in the Goblin War Drums. I realize it's a little redundant. They don't stack, but it felt like I needed to do it flavor-wise. But I guess since we started there, let's do the rest of our enchantments. As you would think, this deck is remarkably creature heavy, so most of the enchantments here have to do something with creatures. Giving them double strike is always a plus. Oblivion Ring and Chain to the Rocks, spot removal. Legion's Initiative. Now, I'm not going to lie, Legion's Initiative almost made me go straight Boros. But I think I've already done that. I don't know if I've covered that deck yet. I think I've already done straight Boros. Straight Boros is very appealing, not just for this card, but because of all of the Brave the Elements and Blinding Lights and things like that say, cool stuff happens to white creatures and bad stuff happens to non-white creatures. So, I don't know. Assemble the Legion. Now, Oketra's Monument is only going to trigger roughly half the time when you cast a creature, but when it does, you are getting a free dude. Here again, the monuments would be really cool in a Boros build. I may have to check, see if I've done that. Roll through the rest of the ramp. We have a Soul Ring, the Commander Sphere, and the 3 Boros mana fixers. Do have a Bonfire. End Hostilities was the single board wipe I chose. I didn't want to obviously pack the deck with them because, hey, we got lots of dudes. I did run Ghostway, though, to protect against somebody else's board wipe. And Crash Through. I'm going to give Crash Through its day in court. I'll admit this was a recent include, obviously. But I don't know about the sorcery speed of it. I guess at instant speed it would be kind of broken. Yeah, it would. But Trample is an ability that a lot of our creatures just lack. And, especially on that sexy-ass 7/4 general that we got. Boros Charm, because I gotta. Let's see if we can clear this up a little bit. These are not exactly the best sleeves in the world. Onward to Victory. You know what? Kind of liking it. Because if you can ever target your general, now granted, that's an instant. So if you're swinging with your general and it's 7 and you can give it this and it's another 7, and I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, insta-win with general damage. It's possible, not likely. Master Warcraft. I like this. Now, what I like to do with Master Warcraft and Fight to the Death is play it on a combat where I am not even involved. Fight to the Death, right here. I'm telling you what, another player swings out with their army, another player does all the blocks, and you know what? Hey guys, lots of love. All your crap dies. Have a Condemn. Order and Chaos, one of the old split cards there. Both sides of it work. for this deck. My 2 X spells, Secure the Waste, because, you know, a lot of dudes, and Aurelia's Fury. I am running a couple of walkers. Multiplayer Gideon. I love Gideon of the multiplayer, or Champion of multiplayer, or Gideon, you know, I get better with the more players there are, because I love the fact that he just, you know, adds loyalty to add loyalty. It's pretty sweet. He becomes a ridiculously big dude. I like this for multiplayer. This may be the only format he's good in, but you know what? He is strong. And I don't know that I've ever used his ultimate. And then, of course, we have Mr. Upset Ajani. He's going through some stuff right here. So let's get to the creatures. Now, what I tried to do is I tried to group them by mana cost so that I would see if, you know, I was duplicating. Because I hate that shit when it happens. Okay, so we'll start at 1. Figure of Destiny is the first attempt at level up. Y'all have heard me rant about that. This is a beautiful card. Frenzied Goblin. I tried to pick creatures that had some kind of impact on combat. And, you know, saying, hey, that guy can't block this turn. Pretty good. Legion Loyalist. Battalion. Great mechanic for the guild. Wojak. Gonna gain some first strike. I like some Stigma Lasher for the rest of the game. That's sweet to me. Now, I also like that it does not say combat damage. So in other decks where you've got the pinger effects, like the longbow or whatever, man, you can get with it. Just ping, take 1, can't gain forever. Hellspark Elemental, just when you need that extra dude. Crow and Hoplite. Number of attacking creatures. Tried to... Of course, it's not real hard to find red-white creatures that help the team. Like this guy. Frontline Medic helps the team. I mean, creatures you can control gain indestructible. Now, there's a good chance if you swing, it's going to be with 3 dudes. Giving them all trample. Giving them all first strike. Mind Sensor is more... It flies. I don't know that we're swinging with this guy a whole lot. Unless, you know, they have no flyers. But this is more in there because the whole blue-black philosophy, and heck, any more green, of tutoring whenever you want to. The Crasher's kind of new. Makes a creature not block, so... And this Celebrant, kind of neat. It's... I think he's the only double combat thing I have. Double combat is so easy to get caught up in Boros, and y'all have seen that deck. I believe it was one of those angels. I'm not sure. The Boros Angels apparently a very, very popular trope for them. There's a bunch in here. Spark Troopers are Ball Lightning with Lifelink. That's why you're paying the extra white. Brian Stoutarm's going to throw the Ball Lightning when you've attacked with it. So, you know, to... Hellrider. What? Gosh, Hellrider's so strong. Veteran. Gain some double strike. Oh, that's the art. I was thinking, man, that's horrible glare. I forgot that was the art because I'm so used to the other. You know, Attack Helix is not bad. Tajik, also I mean, 7/7 Indestructibles seem like a good deal. Malignus, for those life gain decks out there, and even in a normal game, you're looking at a possibility here of a 5 mana 20/20. I mean, for real. Balefire Leech going to help out the team, regardless of what color they are. And you get to bolt or salve, so I know which one I'd rather be doing. Nobilis of War instantly turns on your general because for chroma purposes, or devotion rather, this has 10 mana symbols. Kind of neat the way that works, but and he flies and he gives this. There's nothing bad about this card. It's like they made this card for this deck. Argos, Flameblade Angel. I'll admit, this is the card in the deck I have never cast. Firemane. You know, there's... Firemane's... I like her a little more than... But that 10 mana during the upkeep thing... I've got it in there because, you know, late game, there are times when, hey, you've got it, you have nothing else to do, and you've got the 16 mana laying around to just essentially unearth her. Sun Titan's going to get back all our little stuff. More than likely our stones that we sack to draw cards. Cyclops gives a... I like that we have this. I don't like that it's 6 mana. But I kind of understand it that they couldn't make it cheap, because if they made this a 1/1 for 2 mana, that would have seriously impacted a lot of formats. We have Gisela, Angel of the Double Half. Y'all remember her. Now, love me some Avatar Slaughter. It's like I mean, you need to win, like, pretty quick, because all creatures. Razi is the Boros Angel that I'm most not stoked about. Tap to bolt, I guess, is alright, and if that's what she had, this would be decent. But you're preventing 3 damage. And she's a 6/3, 10 mana. I just, she almost don't make the cut. If she were any other, if she was solid red or solid white, no, chick wouldn't be in here. And she still might get replaced by, you know, a lightning helix when I get it. Yes, there's not a lightning helix in the deck. As you know, those things have gotten ridiculous. Battle Shaper. My dude against your dude. There's a good chance your dude's not going to be able to block my dude, you know, since my general says so and all. And our last card, Molten Primordial. Because, you know, why shouldn't I attack with your creatures too? So that's pretty much what I've got for the old Iroas here. He's it's kind of fun. 4 mana. You know, I like him. Y'all let me know what you think. I do appreciate you watching. Be sure to, you know, share, like, subscribe, do all the cool things. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.